Hi, Bill Russell here from CrossFit Cleveland or Rocky River, here for your workout details for Thursday, April 9th, 2020. You're going to start with a warm-up for 8 minutes. You're going to do 2 broad jumps, 4 Russian twists, right and left, with a press, 6 shoulder tap push-ups. So it's a push-up with a shoulder tap right and left at the top of the plank, 8 kettlebell swings, 10 Abmat Situps, and then our new favorite, 1 walkout to 5 Supermans. Your workout today is going to be 6 rounds for time of 10 broad jumps, 20 Russian twists, right and left, with a press, and 30 kettlebell swings. So you've been primed for those movements in the warm-up. So it's 10 broad jumps, 20 Russian twists, right and left with a press, 30 kettlebell swings, 6 rounds for time. And I want you to mix in 1,000 meters of running or rowing, partitioned any way, throughout the workout. You can do all 1,000 at the beginning, you can do it in the middle, you can do it at the end, or you can split it up into any number of meters that you want, as long as you total 1,000 meters before you call time. For a jump rope option, 125 single unders, whether it's with a rope or without, is equal to 200 meters. So you can mix and match any way you'd like. Your cool down, be about 10 seconds in each of the positions. I want you to do a forward fold with a narrow stance with your feet together, and then back up and do a standing global arch. Then a forward fold with hip width stance, back to a standing global arch, and then finally a wide sumo stance for a forward fold, and then a standing global arch. About 10 seconds in each position. So I want you to do that twice, so you'll pass through that once and then another time. And then you're done. I've got some demonstrations of movements to follow on video. When you're ready, set a clock, and 3, 2, 1, go.
Your broad jump, you want to get as much distance as you can on your broad jumps. Just right here, and jump, land softly with a soft knee. Don't let your knees come in. Turn around, jump, back and forth.
There's a Russian twist. We do them with a press. So you can use a weighted object if you have an Abmat. It's not very heavy. You can find a book, maybe a phone book if you have one in your house. I'm going to use my Precision Nutrition certification book. It's about 5 or 6 pounds. You can do 1 of 2 versions. You can keep your heels off the ground while you touch left and right. Or my preference, just have your heels slightly on the ground so you can maintain balance, but not as a cheat to slump forward. Just enough to keep your balance, chest up, nice and straight. You're going to turn to the side, touch left, touch right, bring the weight out front, touch your chest, and press and back. That's 1. You can go straight up to the ceiling if you've got good shoulders. I like to go just straight perpendicular off of my torso, anywhere from this angle to straight up. So that's here, 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 up and down. It's not here, here, up, down. That's a cheat. Stay tight. The whole key here is to stay tight through your core, up and down, left, right, touch, press, touch is a rep. Hand release push-ups with a shoulder tap, right and left. You're going to get into a push-up position, nice straight plank or a little bit of a hollow body. You're going to do a hand release push-up all the way down, release your hands and up, and then shoulder tap right, shoulder tap left is 1 rep. Back down, come up, right and left. Now whether you tap same side, opposite side, we don't care, whatever your flexibility allows. If you need to warm up from your knees, push-up looks like this. Down, release my hands, pick my shoulders up, bring my body into a plank, tap right, tap left. And try to stay as square as you can and not twisting in your torso. That's part of the challenge. I'm going to demonstrate a kettlebell swing. First, talk about what a kettlebell swing is. Kettlebell swing is primarily a lower body exercise. Your upper body is involved, but you're really working to build power and explosiveness in hip extension. So what I want you to do is hold the kettlebell in both hands. Out front, we're going to do our standard kettlebell swing. The kettlebell is going to come up to about eye level or just a little bit higher. I'm going to have my feet just a little bit wider than shoulder width. Now I'm going to start to swing the kettlebell. I'm going to drop down and drive up. Notice I'm not using a lot of power through my legs. As I increase that power, that kettlebell will go higher. That's what I'm after. Big hip pop. Keeping my heels down at all times, squeezing my glutes, trying to focus more on posterior chain involvement. Important thing with a kettlebell, be careful when you pick it up and set it back down. Don't be casual and just twist over and pick it up in a bad position. You might tweak something. So think of it as a deadlift. Stand around the kettlebell, reach down, pick it up, and then start to swing. Also at the end, when you're about to take a rest, don't just slump over and drop it on the ground. As you finish, 31, here, and then set it down. That's a kettlebell swing. For those of you doing this workout at home, if you don't have a kettlebell, here are a couple of ideas that you can use with household items. If you have a backpack or a gym bag or a rucksack, you can use any of those. Just be careful. If it's bigger, you got to make sure that that can come between your legs and not scrape on the floor. So this is not an ideal choice, but it will work. I'm going to grab the handle with both hands. My feet might be a little wider than a kettlebell swing because I want to have the ability for the weight to come between my legs. And I'm going to swing up, down. Mechanics are all the same. Just be careful if you've got items that are loose, you can hear it flopping around in the bag. Stuff maybe a towel or a blanket in to keep everything from moving around. Our newly famous washing detergent jug. This weighs about 15 pounds. It's fairly light. Again, holding the handle with both hands, drive up and down, up, down, up, up, down. If you have a slam ball, you can use it as well. Just remember to keep your arms straight, holding on the side of the ball. Again, feet fairly wide, and up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And of course, if you have a dumbbell, you can do the same. Hold the dumbbell in both hands and just swing it right between your legs, just like a kettlebell.
Here's a demonstration of the sit-ups. If you have an Abmat, this is a good time to use those. If you don't have an Abmat, you can use a pillow or a blanket or a towel or sweatshirt, anything that you want. Just roll it up and you're going to put it into the small of your back. I'm going to show you a couple different versions, but I'm going to start with this one where we take our feet and put them together in what we call frogging our legs. Every time you do a sit-up, you want your shoulders to touch the ground and you want to sit up and all the way up. I like to touch my toes, but I'm coming all the way up, and each time is all the way back and all the way up. If that's too difficult for you and you need a little bit of a modification, you can take your feet further away or put them up here, and then you can do the same thing and just sit all the way up. Make sure you're sitting all the way up, shoulders touch the ground each time. The other option, if that's too hard and you can't sit all the way up, I want you to just do a crunch, okay? So just think about taking your hands straight overhead, and I just want you to think about your fingertips going straight up to the ceiling, all the way down, up. You notice my shoulders are still touching the ground each and every time. One walkout plus 5 Supermans. So I want you to make sure you reach all the way up. You're going to walk yourself down, walk it out, give me 5 Supermans, and after your 5th Superman, you're going to walk it all the way back up, touching your toes and your ankle, and all the way back up. Just one of those.
Single unders. If you don't have a jump rope, you can do it a ropeless single under. It might look simple, but it's not. It'll get you. It's just the same thing as doing a rope. You're going to pretend you have a rope in your hands, and you're just going to jump. Some people call those pogos, low pogos.